What's up, everyone? Welcome to Five Rings. This is another client time video. And remember, these client time videos, these are a way for me to give information out to my clients. These are usually topics that come up in the week sometime with one client, and it's information that I wish all of my clients knew. Now there's not enough time in the week for me to sit every client down and say everything that comes up with every client. So instead, we'll do these videos as much as we can. Every time a topic comes up that I wish I had time to sit down with each of you guys and discuss it. So the topic this week actually came up twice, and it has to do with protein in your diet. When you're planning out your diet, when you're seeking your food for the day, for the week, for the month, whatever it is. So the fact that or the thing that people always say is leading off, starting about protein, is that it means of first importance, of most importance, and for sure it should be the number one thing that you identify and mark out in your diet first for most cases. Especially if you're part of the gym going population, which if you're watching this video, chances are you go to a gym, right? You need to be thinking about either muscle maintenance, maintaining what you have, or even possibly gaining more muscle, and what your body needs to accomplish that first and foremost. That is going to help you accomplish many other body recomposition goals as well. So the cool thing about protein, and I have to hand it to Dr. Serrano for pointing this out, is that in nature is very cool. You'll be very hard pressed to find a source of protein in nature that is not also paired with a fat. It's not until we start looking at things that man creates that we start finding natural sources of protein without fat to them. So we have, super lean cuts of chicken breasts. We have fat-free milk and all that, those other things out there as well. But when you go to, the source of these things found in nature, again, usually there's a nice balance of fat paired with the source of protein as well. So when we are trying to identify sources of protein in our diet, we're looking at things like whatever it is, the wild meats that we eat, yak, bison, even if it's beef, good sources of beef, salmon, nuts, hemp seeds. I'm a huge fan of hemp seeds. So when you're identifying where you're going to get your protein from for any given time period, again, if you are choosing natural sources of protein, truly natural sources of protein, chances are the fat ratio of the macronutrients is going to take care of itself for the most part. Now, depending on your body composition goals, whether you're trying to lose weight, whether you're trying to gain weight or maintain or whatever it is, you may need to think about how the fat is getting into your diet. Maybe you need to subtract some, maybe you do want to be using, skim milk or fat-free milk. I'm not going to get into all that. What I want to get across in this video is that you should be seeking natural sources of protein and identify first and foremost in your diet where you're going to be getting your protein from and how much protein you're going to be getting. How much do you need? Because a lot of people are shocked when we start mapping out diets and food plans, when we start identifying how much protein somebody should actually be getting. They're shocked. They're almost never eating that much amount of protein. And then when you think back on everything they've been saying, right, using hindsight, I feel like I've hit a performance wall. I feel like I'm not gaining any more muscle. I'm getting really sore now that the workouts are getting harder, right? You start putting all these pieces together, and yeah, it's apparent you have the symptoms of not eating enough protein for the lifestyle and for the workouts that you're choosing to put upon yourself. So again, identifying your protein is of the utmost importance. And then when you do identify how much protein you need, try to, as much as possible, get your protein from natural sources in your diet, and watch your fat content will usually take care of itself. And it's also good sources of fat, right? You're not going to find horrible sources of fat in nature paired with good proteins. The other cool thing is that once you identify the amount of protein that you need and you map it out, you're going to buy, whatever, again, bison, salmon, whatever it is you're doing. Now you've set yourself up in a good place when it comes to thinking about carbs. And this is for most people. This is not 100% across the board, but this is a good starting place for most people, right? You want to be thinking about your carbohydrates. Either you're going to you've earned them through your workouts or your lifestyle habits, or you're going to consume them because you're going to burn them. So earn them or burn them, right? Your carbs. And once you identify, you're going to eat, 30 to 40 grams of protein at breakfast. You're going to have 20 to 30 for each meal, maybe 40 to 50 at dinner, whatever it is. You map everything out. You have your fat. It's come along for the ride from your natural sources of protein. And now all you really have to do is time or, fill in the gaps with your carbohydrates. And that's where you want to be, right? You want to be thinking about your carbohydrates in a timing manner, right? You're either, like I said, you're either eating them at a certain time because you're going to use them to burn them, so like a pre-workout source of carbohydrates, or you are replenishing glycogen stores after your workout, so you don't become, cranky and, you start lacking performance. So you earn them through your workout, and now you're going to, refuel with your carbohydrates at dinner or whatever it is. There are a lot of other reasons to, have your carbohydrates, but this is the most generalized way to think about this, right? Identify your protein needs, identify where you're going to be getting your protein from in your diet. If it's natural sources of protein, animal meats, nuts, things like that, usually the fat is going to take care of itself. Usually, still, put some thought into it and make sure you're not depriving yourself. And also, if your goal is weight loss, make sure you're not eating too much fat, right? Once you have your fat and your protein, your goals mapped out and identified where you're going to be getting them, now you're set up really well to think about where you're going to be putting carbohydrates in. Are you going to be burning them? Or have you earned them? That's where you want to be. So again, the whole point of this video was, to really drive home to you guys the importance of identifying your protein, where it's coming from in your diet, how much are you getting, are you sure you're having enough, are you where you need to be based on your goals. All right, thanks for watching. I hope this helps some of you guys out there. I'll see you next time.